Are you an aspiring leader looking to inspire and motivate those around you? Look no further. In this mini course by Paul Robinson, he is going to show you how to be an inspirational leader in just a few easy steps. Discover the strategies used by successful leaders in every industry and start inspiring your team today.
Harvard Business School recently gathered data from 50,000 leaders around the world, and they found that the ability to inspire was among the most important competencies. It's what separates the best leaders from the others. It's what employees want the most from their leaders, and it's also what creates the highest levels of engagement. Also, IBM recently did a study, and they did a survey of 1,700 CEOs across 64 countries. They also found that one of the most important leadership traits is the ability to inspire. Also, Segner-Portman's research examined 16 different leadership competencies to determine which competency was the most powerful predictor for being seen as the extraordinary leader. Now, these abilities included taking the initiative, championing change, communicating effectively, and fostering innovation. The one that clearly stood out among the 16 qualities was inspiration, the ability to inspire to high performance. Today's leadership demands leaders to be inspirational. As I always say to my leadership keynotes, smart people don't want to be led. They just want to be inspired.
There is an interesting quote by Antoine de Saint. If you want to build a ship, don't drum up the men to gather wood or divide the work and give orders. Instead, teach them to yearn for the vast and endless sea. This quote sums up the meaning of inspirational leadership.
Leadership is making people want to do something. It's fueling the fire in people that makes them want to achieve something, not because of an incentive or anything, but because of their own desire. There is no doubt that one of the best leadership style leaders can adapt is inspirational leadership. But the big question is, how do you inspire others? How do you get people inspired to do something? We know that motivation is the purpose behind an action. If something or someone has to do something intentional or voluntary, there has to be a reason behind doing something. What leaders do in inspirational leadership is that they inspire others with purpose and meaning. Leaders give meaning to the work others do. When we are purpose-driven, there's a force of motivation that can rise above mediocrity. We can find the meaning in what we do, and we are inspired and our heart is in the right place. You see, motivation is that why behind the what we do. Motivation means the motive for action. People are engaged and motivated by why we do things more than what we do. Leaders make work meaningful. What gives life meaning are the stories that it unfolds or are developed eventually. What gives meaning to work is again stories.
In his book Leading Minds, An Anatomy of Leadership, Howard Gardner says stories are the most powerful weapon in the leader's literary arsenal. Institutions that can communicate a compelling historical narrative often inspire a special kind of commitment among employees.
You see, people are committed to causes, not to plans. People want to make meaning out of what they do. We seek meaning, and once we find the meaning behind our actions, we pursue them relentlessly. So the important question leaders need to answer is how the work done by everyone in an organization makes an impact in the world. How do we impact the lives of the customers you serve? How are you making the world a better place? Leaders connect all organizational efforts to what is meaningful to the customers they serve. Leaders connect to others' innate drives and deeper emotions that inspires them. Once you discover what drives people, they will take ownership of their project and even love what they are doing. When work becomes meaningful and everyone in an organization knows that they are doing something extraordinary, that will impact the lives of the people they serve or the planet at large. There is a new level of purpose-driven motivation that can light up any enterprise in this case. Leaders inspire others through their attitude, words, behavior, and actions. Leaders nurture people. They practice Positive communication. They use the words of encouragements and constructive feedbacks. They catch people doing the right things and not always focus on catching people doing wrong. Small gestures matter in leadership. Small deeds matter. A little bit of appreciation, empathy, and kindness can go a long way. Genuine leaders are interested in other people. They take time to connect and relate with other people. They connect with other stories as well. They acknowledge good work and they appreciate great work. Leaders inspire aspirations of other people. Inspirational leaders inspire and aspire people to do great things in life. They act as teachers, mentors, philosophers, and guide to their followers. Inspirational leaders have infectious energy that rubs onto their followers. They not only show the big picture to their followers, but also invite their followers to be part of that big picture. The narrative of inspirational leadership is simple. It's something larger than life. And they know that everyone has an important part to play in the fulfillment of that collective vision. So it begins with an exciting vision that everyone takes pride to be a part of. Then the villain element or the obstacle is introduced as a form of a challenge or an obstacle to that vision. Now people are driven to overcome the challenge because they are inspired by the vision. Then people are given with support and other resources to overcome the challenge. Here, the people are placed as the heroes of the narrative. And when you think, or when you begin to think of your world in this particular manner, you're beginning to think like an inspirational leader. Inspirational leaders are visionary leaders. The ability to create, communicate, and pursue dreams is, in fact, the first defining quality of inspirational leadership. One of the key characteristics of inspirational leaders is their vision. They have a clear idea of what they want to achieve and are able to communicate that idea or that vision to their team in a way that inspires and motivates them. This vision serves as a guiding light, providing direction and focus to their team and helping everyone to stay on track. In order to translate their vision into reality, leaders need the support of a collective group of people who are equally inspired by that vision. These people are inspired to stand up against the challenges, and at the end, everyone emerges as winners. Here, leaders are not responsible for the results. Leaders are responsible for the people who are responsible for results. Leaders promote progress and help people grow through change. Progress is another great motivator.
Harvard's Teresa Amabile's research found that nothing is more motivating than progress. A consistent amount of regular, considerable success produces much more happiness in the workplace than occasionally bagging an elephant. Encouraging people to reflect on how far they have come and the good work they've done can act as a catalyst to do more.
Inspirational leaders always share that progress. They will celebrate the small wins. They will give credit to everyone who has been part of their process. They set the tone at work where human potential can be maximized. Inspirational leadership promotes change for progress. They make their followers realize that they can grow through change. They make people emotionally ready for change, and they spread positivity for making changes happen. Leaders are responsible for the work environment. Leaders are responsible for the right work environment. The job of a leader is to create the right environment for people to bring out their best self to work. The best place to work is motivated to overcome challenges, quotas, and deadlines. They are willing to push themselves and are driven to achieve extraordinary things. They are motivated by that big picture, and everyone knows how important they are to that fulfillment of that task, each project or each accomplishment in the organization.
The ancient 4th century BC Chinese text, the Tao Te Ching by Laozi writes, "With the greatest leader above them, people barely know one exists. The great leader speaks little, he never speaks carelessly. He works without self-interest and leaves no trace. When all is finished, the people say, 'We did it ourselves.'" According to the ancient Chinese philosopher Laozi, the most revered leader works from a position of humility and service to others. They operate from the periphery, quietly creating an environment where those they lead take responsibility for their collective destiny. The great leader, in effect, doesn't lead anyone.
Bottom line, your employees are motivated by an environment where motivation is more tangible, rewards are more palatable, recognition is more enjoyable. A great work culture can be a great motivator. Culture is the meaning that you attach to a ritual or a habit. Hence, deriving the meaning for your action is what makes every minute spent more interesting and more passionate. What does this mean for your leadership development? Start with a why. Inspirational leaders give meaning to work. Be purpose-driven. Ask deeper questions on how what you do collectively in an organization can impact the lives of the people you serve. Make meaning out of work. Inspire your people with a vision that is exciting for everyone. Make your people the heroes of that journey. Be responsible for that environment where people love to work. The motivated work culture consists of an environment in which employees are given with autonomy. They are trusted with their abilities, treated like adults, and respected for their diversity, and no bullshit rules except creating value together and enjoying the process. That is inspirational leadership at work, where people encourage each other to be at their best at what they do. Again, remember, smart people don't want to be led by. They just want to be inspired every day. Speak from your heart and be their inspiration. Be an inspirational leader.